And now that I'm older, it's not, I'm healthy with my kidney. It's just like you just walking down the street, you're like, did I just piss? Fucking pushing the fucking button. Hello, everyone. Hola, mis amigos. You're listening to Oh My God Hi, Hijo de Dios. Hola. With me, George Lopez. Porque, ¿sabes qué? Let's do the show. Porque I got a lot of things to do. I gotta go to that dry cleaner ahí. My kid fell. Se pegó la cabeza. I gotta go get some Neosporin Paul.
You know what George is?
Oh, I'm sure he's around here somewhere.
What's his name? George?
Lopez.
George Lopez.
Oh my God!
OMG.
OMG! Hi!
Oh my God! Hi!
Guys, it's all about confidence when it's time for sex. Am I right? Sometimes stress can affect your performance and ruin the fun. BlueChew.com to the rescue.
Try Blue Chew free when you use our promo code OMG HI at checkout and just pay $5 for shipping. That's BlueChew.com, promo code OMG HI to receive your first month free. Blue Chewable makes you doable.
Thanks to our sponsor, Medterra. They cut trusted, effective, and accessible CBD products that support deep sleep, relaxation, and relief.
Go to Medterra, medterra.com/OMG HI and enter the code OMG HI at checkout for 30% off and free shipping on your first order. So, you know, a lot of people take Unisoms, they take doctor prescribed sleeping medications that you wake up and you'll be like Tiger Woods going to a golf tournament barefooted in the middle of nowhere. But all those things don't work as well as what Medterra is got going on. So 30% off, free shipping on your first order, and then you'll see how great CBD regular. I mean, you get to see how these things work in your daily life of going to sleep and not waking up with a hangover of any medicine or not waking up drowsy. You wake up refreshed and you're ready to start a day.
That's what I need in my life.
That's right. Medterra.com/OMG HI and then put the code OMG HI and 30% off, which is a lot. And I think that you'll find something there consistent, and then you'll become a Medterra user for a long time. I mean, no, it's that guy. That kid is good, man. And you know what's even better? What's even better is like nobody's gonna know that guy from any of his work. I mean, somebody really young, because I think he did like Zoe 101. He did some like young stuff. But this is not a movie that somebody gets lightly. You know, this is a movie that you have to. Fucking Baz Luhrmann, you know, doesn't do movies all the time, but when he does one, it's gonna be really amazing. You know, he's just that guy. Like every attention to detail and flash, but not overly flash. I mean, I don't know who makes movies like Baz Luhrmann, because it's like the glitz and the lights and the way that he shoots a movie doesn't get in the way of the story. And I mean, that's almost impossible to do. It's almost impossible to do. You know, that's why you can have like maybe, you know, Fast and Furious 9, where, you know, maybe, you know, some of them were great. I'm sure some of them are okay, but the cars are the movie, not what the people are going through, and the chicks.
Or the driving.
Yeah, the driving. And, you know, the fucking nipple pops out when they're going around a turn. Better. You know,
I want to ride around one of the cars.
Nobody wants to go around, you know, when you make a sharp turn and one of my balls pops out. I go, oh, you can go, slow down. When my fucking huevos came out, eh? So you know, without going into, I mean, actually had to see it alone, because I don't think if I would have seen it with the people that are in the area that I'm at, it would have been fucking babies crying and somebody trying to put the stroller away in the dark. You know, but yeah, man, I'm glad that they were able to thank Warner Brothers and everybody for Ina, my publicist, for getting that done. I was the only one in there. I almost jacked off. That's how, to see if I.
Almost.
Motherfucker, I just couldn't take it out. God damn it. But after I saw the movie, I could take it out. I was like, shit, I'll do anything I want now. But you know, it's a tale of what these dudes go through, man. All these, I mean, drugs. If you look at all the rappers that you know have been eliminated, have been murdered, you take a gun and it's drugs instead of guns, man. Like those guys, there's so many great young rappers that over just them living that life of like flashing cash and all that stuff, like then they get shot and killed, and it just doesn't make any sense, man. I mean, there's so many of them that you don't give a chance a dude to get a discography going. What do you mean, like a body of work? Oh, I love that guy's song. He got killed like one fucking song and you get killed. What have you been doing?
Well, I first last time I talked to you, I was listening to you because I was going to take a red eye to Chicago.
Oh yeah,
to go over there. Went out there to Chicago Police Department to be a speaker for a fundraiser for wounded veterans and surviving family members of deceased cops in the Chicago area. It was a great experience. The guys from Chicago.
Tell me what happened. Like, give me the rundown from when you landed. Somebody picked you up, and then.
Yeah. I listened to you before I took the red eye for the first time. And you said my huevos were going to smell like stale chorizo.
Man, like a whole bar rag and shit.
Yeah. And so I got they picked me up at the airport. We went straight to the golf course. No hotel, no shit. Went straight to the golf course, was out there. Those guys, hats off to them. It was drizzling when we got there. They went out there, they played golf, drizzle turned to rain. I got in a golf cart, I went around. And then the guy that was driving around, he says, "You want to take another tour?" And I said, "Fuck that tour. Let's go back inside of the clubhouse. My fucking pants are soaked."
Where did they have where was the tournament at?
Someplace there in Chicago. I don't know. I was lost anyway.
Was it a famous place? There's a lot of famous places.
No, this wasn't a big famous place. Trust me, I know that. And then I'm sitting there drinking, and I got a phone call about tickets to a Dodger game, and fucking went to these guys were so happy, so ecstatic. The 5 guys. While I'm there at the ball game, some guy about the 3rd inning turns around, and there's only 2 rows in front of us. There's exactly 6 people, 4 in one row, and the other row is only 2. We're that close.
Yeah,
I could talk to the guys in the batting circle.
Amazing.
And this guy turns around and he just shuts up. He says, "Fuck, it is you, Gil Carrillo, Netflix, The Night Stalker." And everybody started laughing. The guys, we all started laughing. I said, "Okay, yeah, it's me. Hey, it's cool. It's all right." And we start talking, and he tells me he turned around slowly to look at me because what really happened was he recognized my voice because he follows the George Lopez "Oh My God Hi" podcast.
Not my podcast.
So there you go.
Oh, fucking dude don't have anything better to just mimic your life. We call you part of the fucking golf course.
But it was great. They gave me tours of the city, showing me all this stuff. I thought I was on a guided tour. The Campbell Soup Building.
We want to thank Tony La Russa of the White Sox, the manager of the White Sox, Hall of Fame manager, won a championship in both leagues. One of the very few managers that has done that. A friend of mine, I called him up, and I was like, how do I go about this? So Reinsdorf, the owner of the Bulls and the White Sox, always been great to me. And then I said, "Do I call the Dodgers?" And I'm like, they're in Chicago, man. It's different. So I called Tony himself. I thought it was a day game, so I got him early. And then this is just like a Mexican guy. He goes, "Yeah, I'll take care of him. Tell him not to wear any Dodgers shit." I said, "All right." I didn't tell you. And then he goes, "Hey, when can I call you?" And it's like, I didn't call him back. It's like, I got what I wanted. I mean, fuck him. But he and I have been friends a long time, and that stadium is, anytime if you love baseball, anytime you get to go to a stadium wherever baseball is, it's great, man, isn't it?
It was great being there. There were a lot of even the guys from Chicago. There were a lot of Dodger fans there. And I went with 4 guys from the Chicago PD. Fortunately, 2 of them were White Sox fans. The other 2 were Cubs fans. So they were pulling for the Dodgers también. They didn't really give a shit. Yeah. But it was just great. The group, Rick Caballero out there, he runs this organization, nonprofit, to give these vets and families of deceased cops some help. They do a great job out there. They took me to, we went to what I looked it up, one of the top 10 steakhouses in the U.S., Gibson's.
Oh, Gibson's is great.
Oh, nice place. It was great. Excellent.
So Gibson's used to be in the 70s and 60s. There was a club called Mr. Kelly's in Chicago, and every singer what played there, Freddie Prinze recorded his album, Mr. Kelly's. He was opening for Sarah Vaughan. And then Mr. Kelly's, I remember I went into Gibson's and I said, where was Mr. Kelly's? I heard it was around here. It's like, this used to be Mr. Kelly's. So Mr. Kelly's closed, was a great, lounge. You could go in there and see singers. And then it became Gibson's, but Gibson's is amazing.
Excellent food. The way they treated me and they told the guy we were guests of a guy that's getting ready to retire. Matter of fact, I'm told he submitted his paperwork. Lieutenant from Chicago, part owner of a private security company. So he doesn't need to be a cop anymore. He's making bucks over there. His guest, and he ordered the food. He looks at me, he says, what kind of, you like steak? I said, sure. He says, what's your favorite? I said, ribeye. He's okay. He says, let me order. I said, order 4. So he ordered, there was a total of 4 of us there. And he ordered, 5 of us there. He ordered a ribeye. He ordered one of these great big ass steaks with the bone in it. I forget what they call it, the cut it is, but humongous.
Does Aaron know those cuts? Aaron, you know anything about meat?
The T-bone?
No, not the big old. No, it's tomahawk. A tomahawk steak.
Damn.
It's a ribeye, but only a chingoson. It's big. He ordered that. He ordered some other kind of steak. He ordered some fish. There was some lobster, potatoes. And he had the people there cut it all up. And that way everybody could just share. Everybody got a piece of whatever they wanted. Then it was it. At the end, big ass old carrot cake, a big ass old mother-load ice cream shit. And the wine was flowing. It was a great night. The guys from Chicago, it was worth it. It was worth it. The guys were great. One of the cops, this Rick Caballero, he retired and he opened up his own bar, but it's a private bar. And, it's for the cops. It's their bar. You pay a fee. You get your own little key to get in there. And you go in there, the pour is good, the price is right, and it's a private bar. It is great. You get your own little key fob, and they take care of each other over there.
And you think that he's mad because you said that? That motherfucker has a private club, and you're going to say, oh, you get a little key, fucking, they eat your food on the way in.
I didn't experience the culo eating, although it's a good thought. It's a real small bar. Just
if I had a small bar, I would put a glory hole in there. So you could go in there and you're like, hey, I don't know anybody. Fucking go into the fucking oil.
You'll meet somebody.
What side are you on? Wait a minute. What side are you on?
And then I did a podcast for them back there with them.
And what did they ask you?
Just questions in general about law enforcement. And they asked questions about the Night Stalker case. But it was really just, I can't say enough about what they did and how their operation, how it ran. And a small world. Last year, I was when I was having health issues, I wasn't going out much.
Wait a minute, is it a small world, or are you just big that it looks small? No, I'm kidding.
No. This small world. One of the guys, they come out here to see the Chicago Bears play the Rams. So last time they were out here, one of the guys from Chicago actually grew up over here and went to high school with my daughter.
Oh, wow.
So he called her up and he says, hey, I'm in town from Chicago. Do you think you could, show us a little around, help us out? We want to get some memorabilia from the police department over here. She calls me up. I hook her up, go down to East LA Station. They got some souvenirs, some shirts and stuff. And then called up a friend of mine. I don't know if you've ever heard of this place, Stevens Steakhouse. Sent him down to Stevens Steakhouse to eat. And so I'm going, and when my daughter hears I'm going to Chicago, she says, Dad, she wants to know all the itinerary, everything. I said, sweetheart, I got to go. I got to meet somebody. I don't even know who I'm going to meet. Don't worry about it. And I didn't tell her shit. So I go over there, and when I'm sitting there at the table, right after I get the call from you, some guy comes in, and the cop that I'm sitting with says, hey, this is Jesse. Jesse, this is Gil Creel. And he looks at me and says, wait a minute. You're Gil Creel, the Night Stalker guy. I said, yeah. He says, we were just out there 2 years ago at your house. Not at your house, but with your daughter, Renee. And he was one of the guys that I went, says, oh, yeah, but I missed it. Trip to the station. So these guys they knew my daughter. And then I became like their instant deal. They're not going to let me do anything. I mean, so I've already got some T-shirts, some stuff from Homicide, getting ready to send it back to them. Going to find some stuff, send it back, just say thank you for everything.
We need an official T-shirt ourselves. Yeah. Hey, let me ask you.
Hey, I've got, by the way, next time we get together, if you ever decide to come back, I got one for you, Grant Aaron, from Homicide, the 100-year anniversary.
Oh, shit. The 100-year anniversary of what?
Sheriff's Homicide.
So the killing has been going on for 100 years. And
yeah.
Business is good in LA.
Yeah. So I picked up some shirts for you guys, and we're gonna take over if ever you decide to come back.
Okay, here comes the big question. Which place is better, Stevens Steakhouse or Gibson's?
Gibson's.
Which has a variety of accoutrement, like the potatoes that they have at Gibson's. I mean, the portions.
Gibson's.
Because
I don't like. I don't like.
Oh, I know you couldn't lie because Stevens. Check out the fuck. Hey, one time it was windy and the Stevens Steakhouse fucking sign blew off. It said Sizzler. Fucking Malibu chicken. They still have Malibu chicken. I eat a fucking Stevens Steakhouse.
Okay. I'm gonna tell you, it's like this.
Remember Malibu chicken at Sizzler?
I guess I remember that.
That's some big shit. Hey, they got a Sizzler here where I am. Then you could go in there and it's on the water. I mean, it's not water you want to drink or look at, but it's technically the ocean. All right, go ahead.
This place, Gibson's is good.
Shrimps were as big as your fucking uña right there. Fucking all you can eat.
There are different levels, there are different levels. And I understand, I'm reading, because when I looked it up on the internet, when I came back the other day, it said that you have to make your reservations way in advance to get in there. Weeks in advance to get in there. At Gibson, yeah. At Stevens, we can get you in the last 5 minutes.
Yeah,
Stevens is a friendly place. That's my home, brother.
No, I know, but we still owe him an anniversary show. We still need to do an anniversary show.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to do what Howard Stern does, man. Like he's get like his friends to come by, people in the band to come by and play. Even like
I'm gonna be there. There's a concert. I'm gonna be there Sunday. Peachy Brenton Wood, he's still alive. They closed off the street in front of Stevens. They closed off the street. They put up things. I'm gonna be I got a cabana. They're getting the cabana sit in, and they're having full blown concert out there.
Damn, man, that dude's still alive. How old is that dude?
Shit, he looks like he's about 115. I saw him a couple of years ago over at the Greek Theater, and I didn't know if he was going to make it through the show. He's old, brother. Man, I saw him right there at the Microsoft. I'm in.
He should just do Ooga Boogum and fucking take off, eh?
No, he does he does a few songs. He's still out there. He's still giving it.
Take him out there on one of those fucking Hannibal Lecter, like a fucking dolly, like a handcart. Fucking push him forward. Fucking Ooga Boogum and throw some rockets in the fucking back, little fucking cuetes and just pick him up.
He's like Weekend at Bernie's, brother. I want to check his pulse.
But what I think about when I saw the Elvis movie is I'm sure there's a lot of people like people that saw Elvis. He was doing those shows, man, like 2 a night. I mean, 1. I mean, guys, nobody would do that. Elton John does he did Thursday, Friday, Saturday, maybe, but they had that dude just working so hard that if there's anybody that's still performing, that anybody that had a hit or that's older, I would say to go see them, because when you turn that page on Brenton Wood, there's not another Brenton Wood around. Even though he's an old dude, to pay the respect of seeing somebody, I would see him, because he's not going to be around forever. Like these pages turn, they're not going to be around forever. The one thing about the Elvis movie too is like there's no Tom Jones in it. There's no other references to any celebrities. No fucking reference to the Beatles. There's no reference to anything. You don't need it, because when somebody's that good, or when somebody that you really like is not going to do it forever and they pass, and then that's it. So I think as much as I like music, like, you go and see people that you admire because one day they're not going to be around.
I've seen Brenton Wood a few times. Modelo's going to be there. There's a bunch. It's an old school thing, and I want to go just to go out and get away and have some fun, and so it'll be good. But I enjoy that. That was my era. I love that. I love that music.
Yeah, I mean,
I was thinking about you recently, because they had Santana was out here. He was doing a show.
I know, man. Did you go see him? I would have got you tickets to go see him.
No, I didn't. I didn't go see him, and I think I was busy at the time. But I saw him, and you're the first person I thought of because I know you're friends with him.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and even him too. Like he's touring right now. I think with Earth, Wind and Fire. But I try to see him as much as I can. I fly to Vegas and see him, and then we hang out, and then but we're always in contact because it's I mean, you were in Vietnam when all that stuff was coming up. All that music, like, it's still connected. I think music more than books and music more than movies connects. Because it's not like you're slow dancing with your vieja and go, hey, remember we read Jonathan Livingston Seagull? Fucking nobody has a book to read. I didn't read that bullshit. It's always
music. It's always music. I sit there and tell, hey, remember we used to dance to this one? I tell her.
Remember Jonathan Livingston Seagull, that fucking book?
Shit.
My grandmother bought that book. I said, fucking, she didn't even open the fucking page. Everybody was buying that book at work, and she brought it home. The fucking book was like this. I said, what are you gonna do with it? Keep your fucking change in there? And
shit, not me.
She never read that fucking book. It's always music, and you know what? It's always music, and it doesn't fucking matter how many years have passed by. That's song
right.
Can fucking still make you.
I'm 72 years old, and I still get followed with that. It's still that stuff. So they got a commercial on TV. It's a young black couple, and they're dancing together. And then it fast forwards. Now they're like in their 70s or 80s. Oh. They play the same song, and they're dancing.
I know.
Even my 6-year-old grandson says, "Oh, that makes me sad to see them. That it's so nice. It touches him. My wife loves it." So,
what? I cried because a black man was with a black woman. You never see that shit in commercials anymore. Up. They fucking Wayfair, all that fucking it was all the cheap furniture. I don't think the interracial couple was good. Yeah, my dad didn't buy us a wedding gift, but thank God Wayfair is around.
I just found I know I'm going to a concert. I told the wife she wants to go.
Where? Which one?
It's at the Mirage Hotel, September 3rd.
Oh, I'm over there.
Oh, I guess. I just told her. I told her just this morning. Right, I said, "Hey, I just saw it. You want to go? Let's go.
I'll get you a room."
All right.
All right. Here's what I decided after watching Elvis, and doing this thing I'm doing over here, and then having the show with Maya. If nobody knows this, if the show gets picked up for a second season, I'm gonna go on one last tour. And I'm going to retire from stand-up.
Shit, I'm already sad.
I just think that it's. I've been doing it a long time. I love it, but I think I mean, it's given me so much, but I think it's just maybe easier to live a little bit of a normal life toward the, I can't say golden years because my calzones are gold. They've been golden. Man, I had kidney thing, but there's one thing, man, just when I started to enjoy life, now you think you're done peeing and some more piss comes out. Like it's fuck, man, I can't win. In my years of 20 to 40, I had bad kidneys, a fucking meow. And now that I'm older, I'm healthy with my kidney. You just walking down the street, you're like, did I just piss? Fucking pushing the fucking button. Man, listen, your body will fail you before your friends and family will. That's the motherfucking lesson. It's like you'll be alone. Man, and life is too short. Even if it's long, it's too short. I would like to take a summer off. Maybe I'll take a summer off, but I mean, sure. I'd like to take a summer off and just go away and not have to worry about, getting ready to do a show or what time I have to be someplace. I mean, I've been doing it I've been traveling since 84. So I've almost been traveling 40 years. So.
Well, it makes me sad, but if there's anybody deserving of it, it's you.
Thank you.
Take time for yourself, enjoy, God bless you.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
But what would we do the last show? At Stevens Steakhouse.
There you go.
With Brentwood, open for Brentwood. What do they do? They close the street still? They had a parade over here.
They close the street. It's a little street right in front of them it connects Atlantic and Eastern because they run parallel right there at the triangle. And so they just close it off. They've got like a little island right in front there. And the city's giving them permission to close it off. They set it up. And I understand they can put 800, 1,000 people there.
Hey guys, it's all about confidence when it comes time for sex. Am I right? I'm never right, but I'm right about this. Sometimes stress, anxiety, a bad day can affect your performance and ruin it for the both of you. That's why I always do it by myself. Hello, Bluetooth.com to the rescue.
Bluetooth tablets help men achieve harder, stronger erections. Men combat all forms of ED. Because Bluetooth is an online prescription service, there are no visits to the doctor's office, no awkward conversations, and no waiting in line for the pharmacy. And it ships right to your door in a discreet package. The process is simple. Sign up at bluechew.com. Consult with one of the licensed medical providers, and once you're approved, you'll receive your prescription within days. The best part, it's all done online. Bluetooth licensed medical providers work with you to find the right ingredient and strength for your prescription. Don't like swallowing pills? No problem here. Blue Chew tablets are chewable. Blue Chew's tablets are made in the USA and they prepare and ship direct. So it's cheaper than a pharmacy.
My daughter used to watch Blue's Clues and now I'm doing Blue's Chews. Okay, sex should be the best part of your day. You're working hard. You want to get it in. You know what I mean? So Blue Chew, and the thing is that women, let's look at women as outer space, and the rocket has to get to outer space, and the way the rocket gets to outer space if it explodes in excitement. And if your rocket, is at Cape Canaveral while everybody's out there in space throwing palo, then this Blue Chew is for you. That's what I was saying.
Blue Chew is fuel.
And here's a special deal for listeners. Try Blue Chew free when you use the promo code OMG HI at checkout and just pay $5 shipping. Okay, so listen, you can use Blue Chew for free when you use the OMG HI code and you just pay $5 shipping. What do you have to lose? A night of... That's bluechew.com, promo code OMG HI to receive your first month free.
Medterra was founded by a group of friends passionate about bringing CBD to those who love it most. If you haven't heard of CBD, it can promote relaxation, sleep, and slew of other benefits.
It started by a group of friends that are passionate about CBD, but marijuana's hanging around the garage. Topicals like the hemp-infused Manuka cream and on-the-go pain relief roll-on help you balance your skin and body and mind. Tasty sweets like their full-spectrum deep sleep gummies, amazing, support your journey in finding sleep, restorative sleeping, and leads to a better day, a rejuvenated day.
Modern life is so busy that we often put our recovery and rest last because there just isn't enough time. Our industrial hemp is grown in America and is U.S. Hemp Authority certified. Our products are third-party tested, non-GMO, contains organic ingredients, and grain-free.
OMG HI listeners get 30% off and free shipping on their order with Medterra. Go to medterra.com/OMG HI and enter OMG HI at checkout. That's medterra.com/OMG HI and enter the code OMG HI at checkout for 30% off and free shipping. They're making it easy for you to fall asleep and stay asleep longer. And I would say for you to give it a try. Let me ask you a question. So that guy was retiring, right? AARP used to be, they used to, when you turn 50, they would automatically send you like a card. That's when you knew everybody would say, oh, I got my AARP card. But I don't know what it meant, retired people, but nobody retires anymore, really. Like, people used to, I think maybe they thought at 50 people would retire, but nobody's retiring anymore because it just costs too much to live. When somebody retires because you retired,
yes.
And honestly, like because I remember when I graduated from high school and I wasn't going to college, and not that a lot of my friends were going to college, but I remember when I woke up, the first day of the new school year when I wasn't going to school. It was the first day from kindergarten to being a senior in high school that I didn't have school. And it felt a little bit sad, man. It felt sad because your whole life you have a place to go. Even if you didn't get the best new school clothes or whatever, it still was a thing to go to you saw commercials, back to school this and back to school that, and everybody wore their thing. You saw friends that you hadn't maybe not seen all summer. And then when you go back and you're not in school anymore, it's fucking sad. I mean, so what's it?
You're lonely.
I think it's got to be worse to retire from something.
It was a personal experience. I go from where for the last 26, 30 years I've been working, they needed me. I contributed. I was a homicide investigator and I did that. And while I was doing my job, I hope I did it good. They wanted me. They liked my work. Then I leave as a homicide lieutenant. So I got 14 people looking for me. They're doing what I ask of them. And that's my world. Well, for 38 years as a cop, my wife ran the house. So all of a sudden I come home, I got nobody to relate to. She doesn't understand the business. She's not my friend like those guys were. We're not brothers. And then I sit there, but hey, it's my house. You want to paint? Okay, why don't we paint it this color? And she, well, no, that's not the color I want. I want to paint it this color. Well, why don't we do that? No, I don't. This was her kingdom. And all of a sudden I'm stepping in. So I had nothing. And I said, shit, you don't need me. I'm just a paycheck. The reality, this is your domain. So I had to find something to occupy my time because I did feel empty. I did feel lost. Where my friend, they're all at work still, and they're over there. So it was a tough transition.
I mean, you had a job where, like you said, you had 14 people. I remember that when I was working in the 80s, there was a guy that, and if you remember when you worked somewhere, all the old head dudes, like I worked at a factory in Van Nuys, like all the older dudes would go to work with like work shirts and pants, like nobody did. Like you go to work like this, right? But there was a generation from the 60s, 70s where guys went to work almost in Dickies. If they worked with their hands or whatever, they went to work and they looked proper, like they worked someplace.
Sure. And
I remember that there was this old man that worked there, and at the end of the day, maybe like 4:45, he had a calendar and it said days till liberation. Like he was retiring. Like he said, days to liberation. And at 4:45, he just made this example of like, end of the day, it's like, all right, we'll see you later. And the guy opened a marker and very dramatically would make an X over that day. Like, and then he had a red square when he was going to be retired. And he didn't speak to anybody, just sat there and worked away all day. You know, I didn't know his name, couldn't tell you anything about him. And then when he retired, and just one day I said, like, hey, whatever happened to that dude that used to sit there with that guy would make the X? Fucking, he probably wasn't working 2 months, he fucking died. Because he didn't have anything to do. He had nothing to do after. So, you know, you're kind of like a fish, man. Like, you're in the water and they have to move. And this guy didn't have a place to go. And he was the same guy making a very dramatic X, days to liberate. True, 100% true story. And he fucking cashed out like 2 months because it's not even that you're going someplace exciting. It's just you're going someplace. You're getting in your car and you've been doing it for years. And, you know, your position is different than his. But still, that guy made sure that he had his lunch and he had his clothes and he had his thing to do, his routine. I probably went and got coffee at the same place every day. And then when you don't have that to do, man, it's a fucking,
It's tough.
It's like hitting a brick wall. There's no transition. Like, oh, you only work half a day and then go home. And then, you know, just come in the morning and then go home. It's just like one day you're working and the fucking next day you're not working.
Fortunately, I had, when I retired, I have a very good friend of mine, partner of mine over at work. We worked patrol together in East LA. He'd retired before I did. He like took me under his wing, and this guy's crazy, certified crazy. And he took me under his wing, and I ended up buying a motorhome. We used to go take trips together, and he helped me through the transition because he had been off for a while. He had learned, and that made it easy. Once I got comfortable, now the piece of shit has moved way out to Quinta Chingales and Canyon Lake, so I don't get to see him. We still talk at least once a week, twice a week, but I don't get to see him as often. But you have to find something.
So listen to this. I have a house out there that I'm never at. Clearly, I'm never at. If you and Perla wanted to go in my house and spend, you know, a month there, 3 weeks, 2 weeks, I got you covered.
Where at? Canyon Lake?
In La Quinta.
Oh, I was just in Palm Springs this last week. I went out there yesterday. Fuck, I was over there. I went to do a talk yesterday.
It's beautiful. If you guys wanted to go and just go and stay, who stayed there? A couple golfers, the guitar player Elton John, Davey Johnston stayed there. So, Trevino's been out there, and his wife Trevino. Well, he used to stay there all the time. He probably stayed there the first. I remember because you talk about creature of habit, like the way Chicanos are. So Lee Trevino, so he had a place. He would go to this place, John's on Highway 111, like a little restaurant, John's, J-O-N or John's. And right behind it was a motel. So his day was, he would get up, he would go eat breakfast at John's, talk to everybody, go play golf. And then by the time it was getting dark, he was back inside and back asleep. So I told him, hey, man, I found this house for us. You know, I said, I bought this house. You don't have to go over there. He goes, oh, no, man, you know, I got my routine, man. I said, no, but you don't have to pay for anything. You know, just like, I'm not going to be there all the time. Like, I bought it so that we could use it. You know, you can use it. You come over there and you play golf. And then the hardest thing to do is to get somebody out of their comfort zone, especially somebody like that like it's just like a peg in a board here to here to here. And I remember I was in Miami, and after like 35 minutes, he goes, all right, man. And then he stayed there, and he was there all the time. But it would be the same thing for me. Like, I've been in this place. I've been in this hotel for 2 weeks. I played golf twice. I didn't really go out the first week I was here. But that's kind of the way I am. I don't really go out. You know, they're working on the show, the NBC show. And there's, you know, not that there's anything really to do there. Look at some writing and stuff. But just the beach is right out here. Like, I was just never that guy, man. I just never the person to go by themselves. Like, I'm happy in here. I get my guitars in here, and I got, you know, about an amp over here. And it's like, I don't know. It's just weird, man. It's like,
I'm pretty
even when I
sure.
could, even when I couldn't go out, or my grandfather said you can't go out. Now that I can go out, it's just kind of not me.
Yeah, I was in Palm Springs yesterday. I was at they had this conference at the Margaritaville Hotel. So I go down there. I go in there Thursday night.
Where's that?
Speak-
Next to the Let Me Hold Your Hand hotel.
Let me hold your hand. It's an old place. Went in there. It's a bunch of buildings on one facility. I go there. I talk in the morning, and then they had me scheduled. Hey, we have a big dinner dance tonight. Everybody's going to be there. Come and shake hand. Do this. Do that. And so it left me from 11 o'clock to about 8 o'clock at night with absolutely nothing to do. And I just sat there and said, you know what? I forgot my meds, and I could have lived another day without taking my medication. And I had one guy, old LAPD cop friend of mine, he saw me, he says, hey, you were my mentor. You might hear at this conference. Now I'm doing PI stuff. And God, you're great. It's great to see you. Willie Serra, Cuban from LAPD. And I told him, I'm going to take off, Willie. I'm going to go back home. I ain't got nothing to do here. And he says, I forgot my meds. He says, hey, I'll get somebody to pick them up and bring them out here to you right now. And I said, thank you very much. Don't go out of your way. But there was nothing for me to do. And I'm not going to, it was too fucking hot to be out there 106 degrees walking around. I don't know anybody to do anything. If I'd have found a friend, I'd have stood there. But I mean, I'm not going to sit there in the room by myself. I just got in the car and came back home.
Oh, you did? Oh, you came back, you went home?
Yeah. They had I had the room until today, tomorrow, but
you were done, but you were done with the things that you had to do?
Yeah. I was done speaking.
I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know what the number, I don't know the number. Aaron, what's the number?
Yes, sir.
What's the number of people to call?
818. Jesus. Oh, I have to look it up.
819 Jesus.
818 Jesus. Hello?
I just put it up on the screen. I don't have to say it.
All right, put it on the screen. Okay. Because I think that there's a lot of people. I think that there's a lot of people like us.
Yeah.
And I'll say that, it's not even because of show business or whatever. I'm sure there's a lot of people like us that, I bought a scooter in Atlanta, and I was using it around the set. And these couple of days I've been off, I could be running around, and I'm not. It's just, it's just kind of. I'm 2 years old too. I didn't bust my fucking hip, but it's just. I don't feel my age, but it's not inconsistent with the way that I've been my whole life. Like I would rather be inside than be outside. But if anybody,
I hear you.
If anybody is the same way, leave us a message and let us know why you're like this. Don't know why you're like that. I mean, you are like that. If you have a reason why you think you're like that, let us know that. But Gil, I got you beat. When I was in first grade, I have to take my medication in first grade to fucking leave her. Fucking San Fernando Elementary School. I told the lady, I gotta go home and take my pills. What the fuck? Where'd I get that from? Probably my grandmother. I said, I gotta go take my pills in first grade because I was like a mamon, man. Like I had to be home, even though home wasn't a good place. I'd rather be there than be out. I couldn't say having fun. I mean,
were they pills or suppositories?
Hey, both. Get it. But I mean, how about that, man? In first grade, I said, I got to go home and take my pills, my medication. But I remember that they were holding me by one arm. I was trying to get loose, and I told them I had to take my pills. But I mean, so it's not anything that's brand new with me, but it's I don't know, man, and it's almost like a thing. Like here where I'm staying, there's a lot of couples that are here. They're on vacation and stuff, and I look at myself and I said, well, if I had a woman here, which, a couple of them wanted to come out here, but they're like, oh, we can do so much. You know what? I don't want to fucking do anything. I'm not inviting you here to get me out of the room. I'm just inviting you here to
keep me company, make me happy.
The things that the sights you'll see will be like a big pile. You'll be sightseeing. You'll be seeing the same thing for 4 days. But but you know, when you're married, you want to do enough to not get yelled at, but you don't want to do it all.
Exactly.
At least I think that's what it was. Like, you got to do some. You can't do it all because you'll just short out. At the end of the day, like I remember we went to Europe and we were fucking these museums every day and all these fucking tours, and I was just looking at this fucking statue and like a switch went off and I was like, you know what? I told Ass, I'm done. I can't look at any more fucking statues. Like I can't go to any more fucking museums. We've been here for fucking 10 days out of like 2 weeks. Haven't done shit. I didn't bring my clubs. And I've gone everywhere you wanted me to go. And we were in this beautiful museum and it's just like, you know what? I can't go anymore. And then I look at Maya and Maya goes, can I go with you? And then the tour guide says, you can't go back that way. I said, fuck, I jumped some fucking ropes you were supposed to go over. I fucking jumped the ropes, went under, went back some fucking way. The employees only. I fucking get me out of here. Like I just had enough. That was it. We went
to Europe on a vacation a few years ago. I didn't want to go. I've read all about this. You're going to France, going to Italy. You had to worry about the gypsies ripping you off. And I told the wife, I said, fuck it. Put $200 in my pocket and we walk through Compton. I don't give a shit. Why waste my time over there? We go. And she wants to go see, we're with 4 other couples, and some of them want to go to the Louvre to see the Mona Lisa. And so my wife says, I want to go. Don't you want to go? And I said, dear, I've been married to you 47 goddamn years. Not once have you wanted to go to the museum in LA. What makes you think they got better shit over here? You want to go? Bet there. I'm going to stay here. I can stay here and drink with my partner. So she didn't go. I didn't go. A couple of us stood behind, and I'm not sorry I didn't go. If I want to see the Mona Lisa, I'll watch it on the Discovery Channel.
I know, man.
I don't care.
But is it a thing to go? Like I saw the Mona Lisa and the Colosseum, and I've been in the Vatican, and you know, we went to, you know, that in '93 when we went, I didn't have any money, so we went on like a bit of a budget. So Anne had this book, like a book that has coupons in it. I don't know if they even still sell that book anymore. Probably not. Before the fucking internet. Like you could get a tour here or whatever. It's almost like what Groupon was, but in a book that you would buy. And then we took a walking tour on Saturday, and the priest happened to be from San Antonio. So I'd worked in San Antonio, and you know, he was like, well, you know, tomorrow the Pope is doing mass here. John Paul, like the one everybody, the last Pope that everybody loved. I mean, that guy.
Yeah.
So he's like, I got you guys 2 tickets, almost like, you know, like going to meeting that guy in Chicago that was the cop. I got 2 on the aisle, you know, like, so we go there and we're pretty close, man, like behind the bishops, like a couple rows behind the bishops. And here this little guy walks in, you know, it was the Pope, man, with the thing, the scepter and the whole thing, and white compression socks with some, you know, he's in Italy, so he's got some badass loafers, you know, slip-ons, fucking probably Gucci, whatever. I mean, it's in Italy. Like I was trying to get closer to see what those shoes were. Like, what kind of fucking shoes? And he walks in, and literally, Gil, he's like he's holding on to this thing, man, and he's walking. You're like, man, this dude ain't gonna make it. Goes up there, and it's silent, and they start talking, and then probably like 20 minutes in, he gets a little bit of a second wind, and you can see him almost like coming together more. And at the end, I mean, he's in his 80s, but it's like he's the Pope, so you can't say like, what did he say? It's the fucking Pope. Whatever he's reading has to be good enough. Like you're not gonna say, we can't hear you. So he's the fucking Pope. It's almost like today if I wanted to go see Al Canigo. And when he walked out, everybody cheered from the moment he got off of the, you know, I'm not religious. What is the thing that where he
off the stage?
Stage. And The moment he got to the aisle and walked out of the doors the same way that he walked in, people cheered. And not a sound before. And I went down there to try to see him and try to touch him. And I got in there and he passed me, but I couldn't touch him. But I saw him probably like 2 feet in front of me.
Wow.
I mean, wow. I saw the Mona Lisa, I saw the David, I've been to Florence. I mean, that's an actual Pope. And then when he came to LA, I was on the road, but he flew over. He did a mass at the Mission where I got married, and he flew over the house. And my grandfather said that the plumbing was better when he flew over because the fucking Pope flew over. The fucking caca goes on a second flush now. Anything that, if the door opened right away, he's like, pasó el papa, the door open, it doesn't squeak anymore. Like, I mean, crazy shit. People were fucking crazy. When he came to LA, and the guy played the guitar with no arms. With no arms. To show off.
When we went, the whole trip was worth it. We went there, went to Normandy. It was solemn. I got to see when they landed, but the whole trip was worth it. We had a private tour. We went to the Vatican. And when we got back into our little limo, the wife, who I affectionately call Sister Mary Clarence, she's the religious one in the family. We got in the car. She started crying, hard crying, and just thanking me for taking her there. That was the whole trip. And I was very humbled by it. That's all it took. She got to go to the Vatican. She was happy, and it was very uplifting for her. So I know the good man has a space for her up there.
Oh yeah, she's going.
He'll tell me you wait at the end of the line.
How about this?
What's that? You look like an Italian pizza maker, brother.
Salvador fucking Dali over here. But that has significance. That has significance to her, right? I mean, it's almost like if we were go to Cooperstown, or I played in the All-Star game in New York, and all of my heroes played in that game. And Tony Perez from the Reds wrote on a bat, you're my favorite guy, and he brought it over. I mean, it's just like, we whatever people like, you can't. If you're somebody that if somebody makes fun of what you like, you're probably not with the right person. You can kid about something, but at the I love to even use the phrase. At the end of the day, if you're not willing to be with somebody to go do something that they want to do because it means so much to them, not even part of the fucking doll collection or Mount Rushmore or whatever it is, like, you're not going to be with somebody who has 100% of the things that you want to do. And that's, I think that's the relationship balance is, when you're in it, you're like, can we go here, or can I go there, or can we go here together? I'd love if you went there with me. You gotta do that. You have to, in order to be in a relationship, I think, because a lot of guys are like, what the fuck am I going to do over there? And they say no, man. But I think that's about, with the internet and all everything, social media, like, balance doesn't seem like, it's traditional, like it's old, but listen, balance is everything. I don't care however it works, man, and balance. And, somebody has their heart set on something and you're like, I'm not going to go do that. And then they never get to do it. It's heartbreaking, I think.
Yeah, it was, we did it. She was happy. I told her, okay, you did it. Don't ask me to take you back to that side of town anymore.
And also, if you take pictures, like, people used to send postcards or take pictures, but when you're there, like the Coliseum, like when I went to the Coliseum, it was, I'd never been to Europe, but to go to the Coliseum and know that you're studying these places and things that you thought you would never see. I never thought I would see the David or be at the Coliseum or, being a golfer. And of course I woke up early because my grandparents woke up early. They didn't give a shit what time it was, that the British Open started at like 5 o'clock in the morning. on ABC growing up, and that I would watch golf, and it was the only thing on at that time. And then every year it became a tradition that I would go to Carrillo's in San Fernando, go get tamales, and then, come back when they open, then eat breakfast,
Good
go to
place,
sleep.
yeah.
Everything was on all day. So, and going over there to go play St. Andrews and do all that stuff is like, it's a lot. It means a lot from where we come from, right? Listen, you went to Normandy. There's nobody going back to Vietnam to look and see, because Vietnam was an awful, awful war. And Normandy, you can go there on the beach, which is also a horrible thing happened there. But in all the wars, but for a veteran to go back there is really something. But if you were with somebody that said, why would you want to go there? You were in the Army and you went to Vietnam. It's like somebody doesn't understand what you have to go and see. The excess of the metal still in the sand that was a blockade, so that the ships couldn't, or the whatever was carrying, amphibian thing that were carrying the soldiers, and they were picking those dudes off. I mean, just the worst imaginable landing.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I ever told you this story, George, but after I came back from Vietnam, went to Georgia, I hated Georgia, and they sent me I wanted to go back to Vietnam. I'd rather be back there fighting, because back then it was still segregated. And that's not the way I was brought up.
You went to Georgia when you got out of.
Yeah, they sent me to Georgia. You'd get off base and they had whites only, coloreds only, blacks. And I'm sitting there saying, where do I go? And the first gunner that got shot in my helicopter was black. And I'm sitting there saying, wait a minute, this guy could go up there and fight with me, take a bullet in the back, and then, he can't walk the streets over here. Bullshit. So I said, send me back to Vietnam. It's not the country that I'm from. Not the way I was brought up. Well, they made a mistake and they sent me to Germany by mistake. So I got to Germany, and then I met a guy, and I started hanging with him and his wife, and all the GIs would go to the local town where all the ladies were, the bars were, that's where everything, all the putas, they were all right there. And I'd go with him to this little town that had one guest house, one disco, one restaurant, and it was really smallest legal-sized town in Germany. And I went there and I was becoming a regular. I'd go in there and drink. And one day the bar waitress comes up and she says, she's our interpreter. And she says, Gil, Herr Fosterling wants to meet you and talk to you. This was Herr Fosterling's place. And he sat down right in front of me, just right across the table, looked me right in the eyes.
What did he look like?
He was big. He was a big man, tall in stature. He was an older man, but very, very firm, very stern looking. And he's looking me right in the eye, talking to me in German. She's interpreting. And he says, I am Mr. Fosterling. And I want you to know, because he knew that everybody knew that I was a Vietnam veteran and I was in the Army, because there was only about 4 GIs used to go to this small place. He says, I want you to know that I'm a former SS trooper. And I had to kill many GIs. And I killed many GIs, sometimes behind enemy lines, sometimes with a garrote. What say you? And I looked at him and never took my eyes off him, because this was man to man. Where's this going? I looked him back in the eye and I said, okay. I said, well, I just come back from Vietnam, where I was forced to kill Vietnamese people. I don't hate all Vietnamese people. And I hope all Vietnamese people don't hate me. War is hell, and there are no winners. Absolutely no winners in war. You did what you thought was right for your country at the time. I did what I thought was right for my country at the time. And that's the way life is. He says, das ist gut, mein Freund. He was excited. Man. He stood up, made an announcement, told us to stop the music. And then the waitress says, oh, Gil, you must stand. And he announced to everybody in the place, this is my friend, Gil. He is a soldier from the United States of America. Anybody in here wants to fight, he's my friend. Anybody in here wants to fight either him or me, everybody at once, move forward now. And nobody moved forward, and they started cheering. at which time he announced drinks for everybody in the house. And it was like giving me the key to the city. I could do no wrong. I had made it. He had a daughter that was married to a lieutenant in the Army whom he hated and had never stepped foot, the lieutenant had never stepped foot in his house because he hated the fact that the guy was an old SS trooper, didn't understand, never been through combat, didn't know anything about it. And he says, I don't need him. You understand, you were a man, you were my friend. And I could do no wrong then.
Man.
So
Ooh, that's, you know, I think all those guys are gone, huh? All maybe the SS dudes are all have all died now.
Yeah.
I mean, man, that's and you know, back then, what was it, the early 70s? That wasn't even too far from World War II.
No. And the base that I was on was a former Nazi base. They used to, they had the airfields there. They had big concrete hooks. They had hooks in the concrete. So at night they would lift them up and their aircraft would come out because they were hidden underground. During the day, they made it look, they flooded it and they made it look like they had these wooden cows and shit. Made it look like it was raised land.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
They put like cows and made it look like a marshland, and then underneath were the planes underneath.
Yeah. So it was, and I can remember going through Nuremberg. You go through these places, you still see buildings with all kinds of bullet holes and shit, you know, still destroyed. It was something. It was fascinating, and like I said, I had the key to the city. They treated me like a king. You know, it was just a good time.
Man. In Nuremberg, I think that they have a fucking venue that they use for concerts, man. Like, I think Van Halen played there. And I was watching something on Woodstock 99, and the guys were like, we played Nuremberg. It was fucking more behaved than Woodstock 99. But it's like those places still, like, there's still some of that shit around.
Yeah, it was fascinating. I've always wanted to go back to both Vietnam and Germany. It was a nice place. You know, they drink beer back there. We drink sodas. You know, their construction workers put beer in their back pocket. They have flip top bottles, and they drink it warm. They don't like cold beer. They drink warm beer.
They don't have anything. They don't have anything cold. And when I go play golf in Scotland, not that it's, you know. But if a caddy loses a golf ball, that guy has to pay for the drinks that night. So you have these four guys, or that two guys or four guys that travel in packs. Everybody has their own guys. So four guys that travel in a pack, they get these guys. And they're like, whoever loses a golf ball, you can hit a fucking ball. You're like, there's no way they're going to find that ball. That guy's like, I got it. And fucking, that's your ball, because whoever loses a ball pays that night. And those guys can fucking get down, man.
They could drink over here. I learned how to say, Ich liebe dich, I love you. Ein Glas Wein bitte, a glass of wine, please. And even Edbeer wine. I was drinking strawberry wine over there. They had some good stuff over there. And Danke.
Should we go to do Oktoberfest? Go do a podcast from Oktoberfest?
Shit, let's go. I'm ready to go anywhere. I'm just,
y'all fucking,
like, you know, I'm
I don't know. I will be fucking blacked out. I wouldn't be able to do shit over
there. Yeah, I'm just excited to see you. You know, it's been a while. Even on camera, I haven't seen it.
I know, man. I've been gone since. What was the last podcast we did with that little Jotito, the Asian dude?
Yeah, that was him.
It was funny. Peter King. What's his name?
Peter Kim.
That's the one. That's the one where I said. That's the one where I said I don't fuck him, I plug him. I'm hung like a tuna can.
Yeah. Hey, Aaron, should we take some calls?
How?
Or do we not? I mean, this is what I thought was a great hour, huh?
Yeah.
Right? No, we don't have to. We can still keep talking.
Yeah. It's up to you guys.
No, we keep talking. But it's funny. You know, I was never. No, it's funny, man, because like I'm in kind of an Elvis, like a bit of a Elvis would say nerd. They would say like Elvis nerd. I went to the house in 91. They call it the house. And then I went and took that picture a few years ago, and the guard was like, nobody knew me in 91. And then we went there like at 1 o'clock in the morning with that. I show you the picture where the lightning, the light hit my finger.
No. Where was your finger at when it hit you?
I was doing the pose. Albert, check it. Okay. So I take this picture in front of the gates of Graceland.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I say, let me do a pose. That was boring. And look where the light's hitting my finger.
Say what?
A light,
right there at the tip.
A light beam came down and touched my finger, man. On my finger.
Yeah.
And I mean,
I can see it.
So
the story. Don't tell Momo. He'll tell you it's an orb.
That's not that's not normal. I mean, Momo will tell you everything that you go to the corner. You give him a fucking sandwich, a baby back ribs, he'll tell you the second coming of Jesus. You take him to Tony Roma's, you got him all year. Right? But the guard, they have a little guard shack there, with the old rotary phone. Like it doesn't even have rotary. Like you pick it up and it goes to the house. And in 91, I met this girl at the Laugh Factory, and she was leaving to Florida, and she goes, I work at the house. They call it the house. I work at the house. And she goes, you want me to set you up with a private tour of the house? And I was like, yeah, of course. And then, we were out drinking till late, like 2 a.m. She goes, at 9 o'clock. And she goes, but you have to go. So she called me at 7:30 in my hotel room. All fucking full also. And she's like, they're expecting you at 9. Like, you got to go. And I was there like, fuck, man. Hungover, do I go? And I went and took a private tour of Graceland. And, it was amazing. But I'm not sure when I became like a full-on Elvis kind of nerd. But the movie, it's funny, man, because it's like, you were a detective, you went to Vietnam, and you were fighting for your country. And then you became a police officer, detective, and then you're fighting for the people who live in the city, right? So you come up, and whether you're a doctor or an X-ray technician, you're going for the greater good of that person. The person might go in there and think that they have cancer, or they think that they're sick, and then either they do or they don't. Or you go and tell jokes in the beginning, and you never know where you're going to end up. You're just going and going and going, And guys that want to be doctors, and women that support them, or women that want to be doctors, that they have this relationship, and then when they get there, they break up. It's just, there's so many things that can go wrong when somebody gets what they want. And in this movie, it's like this dude was there to entertain, and he did whatever he had to do that until he couldn't do it anymore. I think that's the message of that film.
Very unselfish man. It sounds like I can't wait to see the movie.
He laid it out like that, like it was all about, and they show the people that were they're Elvis, they're fucking crazy. They're just like that with anybody. I mean, they're like that with Kim Kardashian, whoever. But you don't, in that day without social media, like it was different. So, these guys, I would say James Brown probably did the same thing, that they give their life to what they do, but it's not them. And they don't pull back from it. He could have pulled back from it, but I'm sure James Brown could have, or all the people out there.
I've got to be totally honest. I sit there. There are people, I am sure, that do everything to pull you to do everything that you do. to make you do the max that are pulling at your strings because they want something. And I tell every one of my friends, I love the man, I respect him, but I don't need to pull strings. I'm extremely happy the way life has been to me, and I can see people tugging at you, and it's tragic that once you get that big, unfortunately, that's the price that some of these entertainers pay, because everybody's pulling at your coat strings. Everybody wants a piece of it. They want a piece of the action. They want a piece of you just because they know you. They can do this. They'll drop your name. They can use more shows, and it makes the more entertainment, because in your business, I just said this to Momo the other day. Laughter is the best medicine in the world. It is. So you have no idea how many hearts, souls you touch with your comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, I get around you, and for an hour, 2 hours when we're doing this stuff, I forget about every other problem in the world. I could give a shit less about anything going on, because it's fun. It's laughter, and that soothes the soul.
Of all of the stories, man, like, we were out there, probably 2005-ish. And you when you got to this place, we were shooting promos for my first HBO special. So when you got in, the door closed behind you. And then they had a dress rehearsal, and I did some other stuff, CNN, history of comedy stuff in there. And then when I came out, there was an African-American guy walking, and he saw me, and I waved, and he waved. And I told the dude, "Hey, man, stop, man. Let me say hello to this dude." Stopped, got out of the car, took a picture with him. That dude had lost his grandmother, who was like his mother, and he was thinking about committing suicide.
Oh.
And he knew that I was raised by I got out of the thing, and he said, "I know you were raised by your grandmother. I lost my grandmother." I'm like, "Hey, man, I'm so sorry, man." But, and we talked, we took some pictures, and then he posted on Instagram that he was gonna end it, because he didn't think, he could go forward. And me waving through the glass, he thought, "Oh, he's gonna fucking take off." And then I stopped and got out, which I did a lot. I did a lot in the beginning. And even in Denver, I had this fucking show, man, that my manager booked me in. It was fucking all we didn't have security in the old Denver arena. It was probably like 5,000 people there. People fucking yelling at me from the beginning. And I remember, I don't want to open an old fucking wound, but I said, "Take a good look at me, because this is the last time you'll see me." And then when we were leaving, there was a girl that was holding a sign that was crying. And I said, "Stop the car." And I got out and I talked to her, and I told her to sign whatever I had to sign. I told her, "It's not a big deal. Don't worry about it. You'll be okay. We'll be all right." And it got a little bit in the press back then, but it's like, listen, man, if you're going to live your life to be worried about what people are thinking, or whether it's going to be in the press or do whatever the fuck, you don't even have to verify it. I don't do I do all the stuff I do without wanting any attention from it. And the reason, they're like, everybody has a podcast. The reason we do this is because it's fun, man. It's fun to be able to fucking sit here with somebody that I admire, that I love making laugh, and that people fucking love it. That even you could be at a fucking White Sox game, and some dude's like, "Hey, fucking beef, fucking beef." Fucking cool beef eater. What was it?
Beef squasher.
Beef squasher. That's what you called me, beef squasher. I still get emails. "Hey, beef squasher," Instagrams. "How you doing, beef squasher?"
I haven't told those viejas that wanted to. Yeah.
I haven't heard.
Oh, but I mean, it's the freest form of expression,
Sure.
to be able to sit and talk and say to people, even though it doesn't look like there's points in the last hour and 15 minutes, there's points in there, man. There's always points in there.
I can remember one of the guests you had on was his first name is Leo. Maybe his last name is Gonzalez. I don't know. He's the guy that does all the TikTok things on there. And he remembers when you were in San Jose or Bakersfield or someplace, where he was a kid, he admired you so much, you went by and you stopped the car just to go up and say hello and sign his auto. And he's never forgotten that.
Well,
I remember someone else.
I can tell you that nobody does that.
Yeah. I know one guy that doesn't do it, and he's sorry today he hasn't done it. That's Eric Estrada.
Well, I mean, you know, the expiration date on those veneers is about to fucking run out. But listen, I don't throw chingazos, but the next time I see Eric Estrada, he'll be at fucking Dr. Beecham's the fucking next morning. Nothing more fitting to just to fucking lay that dude out. All right, anyways. All right, Aaron, you're good. You're watching Oh My God Hi podcast to fucking watch Eric Estrada. It'll be like the next show night out. Fuck that motherfucker. Well, just put it out there. Hey, you know where to find me, Eric Estrada? You want some? Let me get some. You can't find me here. You have to wait till the beginning of August, but I'll fuck you up over here. And that's real. In your old ass 1971 Rolls Royce with all the white walls all gray and shit. If I went to jail, even if I thumped that dude and I went to jail, I think I'd get the biggest piece of Salisbury steak on Wednesday. All right, let's go, man. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Gil, you want to thank anybody?
I reiterate thanking the guys from Chicago. It was a great gig. Thank everybody. Thank you, George, for hosting this thing, and I'm just happy to be a small part of it, small part of your world.
Good.